Hey guys, so for today's video we're looking at 5 things that all or most Mopar fans will want to see happen. Many people are very vocal about these topics throughout the Mopar community and online, so I've just picked 6 things that I believe most of us Mopar enthusiasts would want to see, whether we'd actually buy them or just admire the cars. For each of them we'll look at some info and then evaluate the likelihood of it ever happening. So let's get into it. Number 1 is the 2-door Dodge Charger. Obviously the original was a 2-door, and if we take a look at the 1999 concept, the Dodge Charger RT, originally Chrysler had planned to put 2 doors on that as well. Unfortunately, midway through the process they changed to 4 doors because they saw the coupe sales were really shrinking at the time, and they didn't want the Charger to be subjected to that. You can see that they have really tried to blend those last 2 doors into the body, so it almost looks like they're not there. When the Charger actually dropped in 2006, as we all know, it's a clear 4-door sedan, and it still has 4 doors to this day. I personally like the look of the sedan, and it's a nice contrast to the Challenger in the lineup, but many people have been asking for a 2-door Charger ever since the 06 model came out. In fact, the Chrysler headquarters in Detroit actually got flooded with letters of complaint from the public once they saw that new design. As for the probability of this ever happening, I'd say it probably won't happen. Dodge would have done something already after 13 years, and also they have really made the Challenger into the main coupe and competitor for the Camaro and Mustang, while the Charger isn't quite promoted like that, and has stopped getting the top model items such as the Demon or Challenger Red Eye. Number 2 is the manual Dodge Charger. Of course, manual transmissions are still very popular among car enthusiasts who enjoy driving stick and getting a better feel of the car. Ever since that 06 Charger was released, people have been asking for a manual transmission option as well. A 6-speed manual has been available on the Challengers, so why not on the Chargers? The car has been through a 4-speed, 5-speed, and now an 8-speed auto, but never once was there a manual option. You'd think since the Challenger has one that it'd be an easy conversion, right? Well, I actually made an entire video on this topic, link in the top right corner, but basically this is something that will never happen. The manual transmission requires a big tear-up of the floor pan of the Charger and would require a full impact and crash safety certification program, which would cost Chrysler tons of money. So this is the major reason why the Charger never got the transmission, and Charger didn't want to bother with spending that money because they did not forecast many manual sales, so they instead tried to make their 8-speed auto as good as possible to make up for this. Next on the list is for the Chrysler 300 SRT model to be brought back to North America. Starting in 2015, the redesigned 300 SRT was available in over 16 countries, including Belarus, Angola, Australia, New Zealand, Brunei, Zimbabwe, Indonesia, Japan, South Korea, the Middle East, and South Africa. Only one problem, that list did not include the United States or Canada. So if you live in North America and wanted one, you had to import it from one of those countries. It's hard to find data for the last few model years, but Australia does have the 300 SRT Core and 300 SRT available for purchase between $48,000 to $70,000 US after options. But many people found it really weird that FCA would get rid of the 300 in their hometown but keep selling it abroad. In fact, this car is actually manufactured on the Brampton plant in Canada, yet you can't go to a local dealer to buy one, and to this day, early 2019, we still don't have the 300 SRT back. We did have it from 2005 to 2014 though. Unfortunately, there have been rumors all year long that FCA is cancelling the 300 model in general after the 2019 model year, so getting the 300 SRT back is extremely unlikely. Ultimately, the 300 SRT never sold well within North America, and this is a loaded topic, so again, check the top right corner if you'd like more info. The fourth thing would be the 300 Hellcat. Obviously, if we don't even have an SRT model, the Hellcat model is not going to be coming, unless Chrysler has a crazy change of mind, but still this is something that Mopar enthusiasts have been calling for ever since there was a Hellcat Charger. A 300 Hellcat with 707 horsepower is something that we all want to see, a crazy mix of fun, power, and luxury all in one. But this one won't be happening anytime soon, if ever. There have been some 300s engine swapped with Hellcat engines in the Middle East, but that might be the closest thing that we'll ever see. At number 5 would be a Hellcat Ram and Durango. As for the Ram, there have been all kinds of news in the past year or so about the future Ram Rebel TRX, which stands for Tyrannosaurus Rex, and Ram Rebel TR, both slated for a model release roughly around 2022. The closest visuals we have are the 2016 concept pictures of the Rebel TRX, and this looks like a ferocious monster truck with that Hellcat engine under the hood, making 707 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque. With that comes an upgraded suspension, big wheels, and several driving modes. FCA CEO Mike Manley confirmed that something similar to the Ram Rebel TRX would be out to the market within 5 years. He said that last year, and FCA has the goal to compete with the Ford Raptor. As for the Durango, Dodge finally put out an SRT model for 2018, with the 6.4-liter V8 Hemi making 475 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque. While this is America's fastest SUV, with a 0 to 60 of 4.4 seconds, quarter mile of 12.9 seconds, and a price tag of around $63,000, it doesn't have that Hellcat engine. Mopar enthusiasts love the Hellcat, so naturally they want to see that engine anywhere possible. As for the likelihood of this one, the Ram actually seems very promising given Manley's quote, the concept, and the potential. As for the Durango, it's a very well-selling vehicle each year in the US, but it's still unlikely that Dodge will make another SRT model with the Hellcat engine for it. Finally, last up on my list would be a reincarnated Dodge Neon SRT4. This car had a 3-year production run from 2003 to 2005, and Dodge only expected less than 8,000 total sales, but it reached well over 25,000. Especially as auto manufacturers shift to less displacement and smaller turbocharged engines, FCA could do a lot with this car if they brought something like it back to the market, and you can bet that Mopar enthusiasts would go crazy over that thing. It was the perfect formula for success back in the day: fun car to drive, powerful, cheap, and still practical. As for this one, it's just purely speculation on my part. It's something I'd personally love to see, but there's no reason to believe it will happen again. Well, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Just wanted to go over some of the things that lots of Mopar fans want to see FCA come out with. Which one on this list do you want to see the most? Let me know. Some have a real possibility, while others will never happen. Thanks for watching, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next video.